What's up, everybody? Welcome to this week's edition of the show. It's our pleasure to be here with you. Like we said, to get you moving, get you thinking, get you grooving. We came up with a new kind of catch line where purpose is built one moment at a time. One moment at a time. How we show up each and every moment is going to determine what we're giving in life, what we're getting in life. And this will be the final episode of November. As we wrap up 2025, I want to offer you three words, phrases to get you to close your year. Because remember, in December, we're going to come at you with our top 4 or 5, how many Thursdays are in December, our top episodes of the year of 2025 based on metrics, the numbers, your comments, and what you told us you liked and got out of them. So I'm excited to release that in December. Allows our team to take the months off a little bit, enjoy the holidays with their families, and let you catch up on episodes you may have missed, messages you may have missed, or even those you need to hear again. So thank you for being here. It's our pleasure. It's our honor to serve you. And this episode isn't about resolutions or hustling or grinding more. It's about honoring the journey you've already walked, realigning for what's next and what's to come, and then slowing down to remember to be where the hell you are, where you are right now. Be there. We're going to talk about the power of looking back, the importance of self audits, and what a gift it is to truly be present. So let's commit to being present for the next like 15 minutes or so of this episode, and let's really dive into this. But before we get started, do me a favor, like, subscribe, share, give us a comment, a thumbs up. If you got something from this episode, throw it in the comments wherever you're listening on the podcast apps, on YouTube, on our social media. I can't tell you how much growth we've had this year due specifically to you all. Thank you so much. Simply commenting on things. So thank you again for doing it. Keep helping us reach more people around the world with purposeful information. Remember, our whole goal in this deal is to be one of the most impactful podcasts in the world. So that means we're a podcast that people show up, they listen, they learn, and they can take action from. So, all right, let's get into this. Let's dive into what I like to consider as our 3 R's. Our 3 R's as we wrap up 2025. And the first one's going to be reflect. Right. And so many times people say, don't look back, don't pay attention to where you've come from. It's all about where you're going. And I argue against that, right? I argue against that. And here's why. Sometimes you do need to stop and look where you've come from. Look where you've been. Because you'll see in looking back that all the moments you thought you could not survive, all the moments you thought were going to break you and that were insurmountable, you got through. You're still here. You're 100% of surviving things you didn't think you were going to get to. That heartbreak of a relationship, the loss of a job, maybe a financial setback, the hardships. You get through them all. You're still here. So when we stop and we look back, we can gain perspective on how actually tough we are, how blessed we are to have built whatever life we have today because it came from our past, right? So I want to ask you, like, think about as you look back, what moments nearly broke you in 2025 or even earlier, but they didn't. And see, when we look back and we recognize that, we realize that, that's when we also figure out what the lessons we learned were. Right? Because in those tough times, in those moments where we're not sure we can take another step, we can take another breath, we can go to work one more day. We found something out about ourselves. Right? We found something out about ourselves. And when I think back to the last year and a moment that almost broke me is one of the episodes I did earlier in the year about how we had the truck breakdown in Iowa. And it was completely my fault. And I had all these fears and doubts going through my head. You know, we were still, gosh, 16 hours away from Virginia where we had to get to for work. What was I going to do? It was a Saturday. And lo and behold, go back and listen to that episode. It came out this past fall. And what happened was we found great people, and great people helped us out immensely. Even though in the moment I wasn't sure what we were going to do, I had all these thoughts about, oh my God, how is this going to mess up the whole rest of our situation? All the things I got to handle of not showing up for work, and can we afford to fix the truck here and all that stuff? And I learned something from it, right? One, I learned to slow down and pay attention a little bit. And two, I learned that, like, if you're doing good things in the world and you're showing up and helping people on a regular basis, and you put that into that energy into the world, it's gonna reciprocate you, and you don't know when you're gonna need it. And I had no idea. I do what I do because I love it and I believe in it. But I firmly believe that we met that tow company, we met those mechanics on that Saturday because of the work we've been doing in the world. Right? So think back on something that you thought might break you in 2025, but you made it through. And what were the lessons learned there? And remember this, you made it through every single moment you weren't sure you could. Right? So that's the first one, is reflect. We'll take a minute, look back, see where we've been, grab our strength from our struggles, because that we're going to need that again in the future. We're not going to just have this idea that the next year is going to be easier than this one. It's going to be tough. It's going to challenge us. But when we know our strengths come from our past struggles, we can also apply those to future struggles. All right, so we're going to reflect. Then we're going to do what I like to call reorganize. We're going to look to shift our momentum forward into the upcoming year. So what goals need adjusting? Maybe we had some stuff that we're bringing in from last year that we didn't quite finish, or it's still a work in progress. How do we need to adjust that for 2026? What habits do we need to change that are no longer serving us? What systems or beliefs maybe were beneficial to us in the past, or maybe they were just given to us through our environment, through our social networks, but they don't really reflect who we want to be now or in the future. So what things do we need to change? Getting up earlier, making sure we're taking time for our fitness every day, reading more, watching TV less. Whatever it is, what do we want to change? What do we want to reorganize? And here's one of the biggest things I challenge you with that I want to plant a seed for. If we did this episode way back when we first started in 2019, and that's the circle of five, right? There's that saying that you are the sum of the five people you spend the most time with in your life. Let's audit that. Let's reorganize that circle of five. Let's sit down and maybe write down who is it we spend who are the five people we spend the most time with all the time? And what's their energy? Andrea likes to say, make sure the people in your circle are energy positive, energy plus, energy positive, not energy negative. Right? They're the people in your circle. When you come and talk to them, you feel uplifted, you feel fulfilled, you have meaningful conversations, not the ones that tell you what can't be done or give you all their problems and you leave feeling drained. So when you look at who are the five people and are they energy positive or energy negative? Ask yourself, are they aligned with the mission where you're headed? And sometimes people are like, Jared, that's too harsh. You can't cut people out of your circles. And I'm not saying cut people out of circles. I'm saying reorganize your circles, right? Because we all have circles of influence. So if we have the five people closest to us, I want them to be energy positive. I want them to make me feel good. I want them to be also doing similar things in life, dreaming, pursuing, living beyond what people told them maybe they could do, right? Because that's the energy I'm going to feed off of. That's the energy I'm going to reciprocate and I'm going to draw from. It doesn't mean that people that don't have that don't have a place in your life. They just have less access to you. I move them a circle back, right? And for some of us, that's going to be family, right? Family Maybe doesn't everybody in your family doesn't deserve to be in your circle of five. They're still family. They're in the circle of 15. They're out a little further because you're going to interact with them. You're going to have relationships with them, but they're not who you're coming to share your dreams. They haven't earned that. They don't dream alongside of you. So let's look at our circle of five and ask ourselves, are the five people we're spending time with the most aligned with our mission and where we're trying to go? Are they aligned with who we're trying to become? Or are they simply there because it's convenient and they've always been there? Make sure those people are energy positive, meaning they're adding to, not taking away, and not energy negative, which are your drainers. So the second part of the exercise is reorganize. So we got reflect, look back, draw our strengths from our past struggles, our survivals. Reorganize, take inventory of our circle of five, our own habits, our own systems. And here's what I'd want you to do. Do not place any blame on anything in that reorganization. It's nobody's fault. The systems aren't broken because of anything other than us. We got to change them. So we have to have complete ownership when we reorganize. What beliefs we're going to hold on to, what systems we're going to continue to use, or what we're going to get rid of, what habits feed us, which habits take away from us, and no blame. Just move forward. We're going to realign our circle of five, reorganize that. All right, so we got reflect, reorganize, and the last one is remain. And I like remain because it means remain where you are. Remain where your feet are planted. Right? Like right now, to serve you best. If I'm delivering this message, but I'm thinking about 10 other things down the road, I'm not with you. I'm here, but I'm not here. We go through so much of our day not being where we are. We're physically there, but our attention's not there. And there's a saying out there that I really like, and that says that your time is actually not your most valuable resource. Your attention is. And think about that. How many times have we been places where we're physically there, but we're not paying attention at all? Attention is your most valuable resource. If I can't control that, if I can't get you to buy in and stay here with me, we're going to miss out on our interaction. We're going to miss out on learning from one another, sharing one another, getting the most out of the moment because we're thinking about something else. So I like to have this one, especially this time of year. If you celebrate Christmas or the December holidays, you're going to be bombarded with family obligations, work obligations, kids' Christmas parties, all that stuff. And it's easy to see them as to-dos and to get throughs. But remember, man, like, especially if you're raising kids, you only got 18 of those. And I will tell you, if there's something I could do over again as a parent, is I would have sat down and reminded myself I only had 18. 18 Halloweens, 18 Christmases, 18 Easters before they were off on their own adventures. And I'd have been present more. I would have remained where I was instead of thinking of, man, can I just get through this? So, what's this crazy uncle gonna do now, right? Like none of that matters. It was a moment that we all got to share. So if you do celebrate these holidays, the best of holiday season to you, take the quiet moments. Remain and just watch the chaos of the family and find enjoyment of it because it's all sacred. If you don't have the crazy uncle doing crazy shit, what stories are you going to tell in the future? Those are going to be the funny stories. And here's a little quote I like for you. Don't rush past the magic of the now because you're trying to plan the next chapter. Right? Don't rush through the magic of now because I'm worried about tomorrow or what I'm doing after this. So I like this 3 R's for us. Reflect, look back to our strengths from our past struggles and know what we're capable of. Reorganize, get rid of the habits that no longer serve us, build on the ones that are, change the systems that are not working, add new systems that do meet our new needs, audit our circle of five, reorganize who's influencing us, energy positive, not energy negative, and then remain. Be grounded where you are. Stay off your phone for a little bit. Get off social media. Just be where you are and with the people you're with in the moments. So I thank you all for being here for the last year and the last 6 years. I can't believe in January 2026, we're flipping the calendar. We're also going to be in year 7 of this podcast. I like to think of it as a kid. It's basically like, I don't know, almost a second grader, maybe. That's nuts, right? And we can't do it without you. So thank you so much. Please like, subscribe, share wherever you can. And do me a favor, if you're looking at some holiday gifts, you want something out of the box, visit our partners and see if there's something that they don't offer that maybe would surprise one of your family members, whether it's fitness through Veritas Athletic Performance. Maybe it's a camping trip down in Florida with the hideawayfl.com, the hideawayfl.com campground. Andrew and I stayed there, shoot, 3 months, 4 months. Last winter is an amazing group of people, fantastic old Florida feel. Get you out of the hustle and bustle and out in the nature coast of Florida. And if you're thinking of buying or selling a house in the upcoming year, be sure to visit honorthebrave.com for our veterans and our first responders. As a thank you, they'll do fantastic work with you in that process. So I want to thank you all for being here. I want to thank you for believing in us, for allowing us to show up with you each and every week, for spending your time and your attention with us. And please let us know what you got out of this episode. And let's have a great, positive end of 2025. And then we'll look forward to chasing some more dreams in 2026. Have a great week, everybody.